Hello and welcome to our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals and journaling, and just about everything and anything that will keep you inspired. I'm here to provide inspiration, some entertaining videos, and maybe we learn something together along the way. So welcome. If you've been watching for a while, just know I really appreciate you watching. I'm very happy to have you here. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I know about half of you don't. I'd love to have you on this journey with us and kind of keeping up with what's going on. We have a lot of fun on this channel. I also want to say hello to all the members that are here. Thank you particularly for keeping me energized, motivated, inspired. I'd be lost without the members of this channel. You guys keep the lights on and you keep me focused and doing what I need to do to provide entertaining videos. So thank you very much for that. And John Manuel, I'm talking to you, buddy. Take care of yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. Rest, relax. Life is good. All right? I care about you. I don't want to see you sick again. So everybody send love to John Manuel. He was a little under the weather, but he has bounced back as he is apt to do. He does a lot for me too. He helps me out a lot on this channel. So, somebody already disliked it. So my hater is here. Hello, hater. I appreciate you watching too. And by the way, if you dislike the channel, it's another interaction. It helps the algorithm, so I appreciate it. And I am glad that you watch consistently. So thank you too for being here. Maybe comment. We could chat. I could have you on as a guest. Whatever you like. And thanks for all the likes. I see the likes going up, and I'm really happy to have you guys here. I have a really fantastic show for you tonight. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Tonight, yeah, we are going on a fountain pen safari. So let's go writing now. Everybody's learning how. Come on a fountain pen safari with me. Yes. So what we'll be speaking about this evening, you know, I think I became a dad for the jokes. I really did. You know, I make myself cringe at this point. I can't wait to make my daughter Imogen cringe all the time. That's my purpose as a dad. But anyway, so the concept is that there are these fountain pens that we're curious about and we want to get into. So we have to find them and experience them, and then we have to decide whether or not we're going to take them home with us or leave them out in the wild to roam and interact with other people. So I'm going to talk about which pens in particular that I am going to look for as I go out in the wild. I'll be passing through a few major cities on my way to the DC Pen Show. So any pen shop that I encounter along the way, not to mention the DC Pen Show itself, what will I be looking for? What am I looking to bring home to my collection? Where am I with my collection these days? It's all really interesting stuff. And we're not just going to talk about it because I'm going to show you images. And I'm going to put them on the screen. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, we might hear some thunder in the background. So we'll just push through if you do. Okay? So there we have it. I also want to talk about some other stuff too. I want to talk about a little bit about kind of the approach to pen reviews and to making videos on YouTube and what I think about that. And, maybe I'll get into that in a second. I just want to show you a few things and then I'll talk about that. I want to keep it really zippy and interesting and fun tonight, okay? This is the place where you won't be judged, where we have no gatekeepers, where we overrun the gates. I don't criticize how you hold your pen. I don't care which pen you write with. In fact, I prefer if you're writing with something different, out of the norm. That's exciting and interesting. So just know you are very welcome here. Very. I'm looking now. Oh, Jason asks, Jason, did I think about the Miami Pen Show? Oh, I would love to go to the Miami Pen Show. I love Miami as a city. I've had some great times down there. I would love a trip where I could incorporate a pen show and a visit to Miami. So that could happen one day, but it won't be this year. This year, my travel is kind of planned with the DC trip and then my trip to Italy later. So I've been using my Maan X1 quite a bit. This is I don't know. I think we could probably open a whole nother conversation, but I wouldn't call this a copy of the Bohem. I would call this an homage. I think the design elements are different enough from the Bohem that it's not a clone. It's definitely more of an homage. I don't have my Bohem here because I'm journaling with it in the other room. But let me just briefly run through it. So it has the same hinged back. So that is directly cribbed from the Bohem, except the Bohem opens completely and stays out of the way. This doesn't. And it's very inelegant how it snaps down. But it does the job. And that's important. This one is fluted. The one thing I like about this over the Bohem, if such a thing is possible, is that I like that the barrel's fluted. There are Bohems that have platinum stripes. I don't know if there's a differentiation between resin and platinum because I've never held that pen. But I quite like the fluting on this. Also has this interesting kind of curvilinear, very 80s kind of neo-deco clip with the fake ruby at the end. Kind of neat. You get the triangle instead of the star, glacial star. And the rest of it's very similar. The nib looks kind of similar. I've discussed before that it's not as joyful to open this one. It feels a little bit more muddy. You almost hear things sort of... Actually, you can hear it. It kind of grates a little. But still, and as you take it off, it sort of collapses. It kind of gives up. But the extra fine is really smooth. It took a little bit for capillary action to kick in with this, but I might actually do a review. A review of this pen. Not that it needs to be reviewed. I'm sure other people have covered it, but I haven't. And I like to do things my way. To quote Frank Sinatra, I do things my way. First, I need to recognize someone. David E. Parsons, thank you so much. $2 super chat. When you hear a dad joke, it's just apparent. Well done. Well done. I encourage dad jokes, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, very, very interesting pen. I quite like it. I might compare it with the Bohem and do a little video. So, I want to show you guys something else too that came. Now, this is surprising. And I think a lot of you will be surprised. Do you know what this is? Anyone? I guess you guys can read. So I'm really excited about this. And I am going to do a review of this very soon. This is the Taylor Swift fountain pen. From her site, evidently, it's called the Tortured Poets Department. I believe that was an album she put out. And forgive me, I don't listen to a lot of music. I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't listen to a lot of music. But certainly not popular music. In fact, I'll let you know what I do listen to in a second, but I want to try to stay on tangent with this. But I am so excited that a major pop star with a huge following of young people would put out a fountain pen as a bit of merch on their site. So I will be opening this up, and even though I feel kind of bad opening it up, probably somebody would really like this. But I think it's a service, a public service. I'm going to make a little video, documentary style like I always do, and talk about Taylor Swift, talk about the pen, and maybe get some young people into this hobby. So I'm very excited about this. And I'm surprised. Taylor Swift fountain pen. Who would have thought? But here it is. So I'm excited about that. I see, some people are kind of into it. Thomas Webb, I'm jealous. Tried to get one of the Taylor Swift ones, but it was out of stock. I hope it goes back into stock. I hope it wasn't a one-off. I'd love to see her encourage people to join our hobby. And Robin Pennell with a super chat, $4.99. Thank you so much. So important. Keeps the lights on. Is so incredibly important. So thank you for that. That is absolutely huge. Just huge. Okay. So, interesting. Okay. So, what did I want to talk about? Okay, so reviews. So, I did a couple of things. Oh, I was going to tell you about my music. All right, so I just think I should tell you maybe on these lives a little bit about myself so you can get to know me a little better. Although one of the best ways to get to know me is to become a Cognoscenti or an Illuminati member, and we could have a correspondence. So if you join the channel as a Cognoscenti or Illuminati, we could write letters back and forth. Super fun. Let me tell you a little bit. I don't listen to a lot of music. I like classical music when I'm in my office, and I put it on in the background. And I usually go to Spotify, and I start off with something I really like Gymnopedes, no surprise there. Either 1, 2, or 3. I love them all. You've heard them in my videos. Vivaldi. I love Vivaldi, so there's a lot of that on my playlist. As a matter of fact, usually every year on my Spotify wrap-up, my number one artist is Vivaldi. So, love it. Beethoven, Fantasy for Piano and Orchestra is probably my favorite piece, and then I let it play from there. I don't like modern stuff so much. Like anything after Shostakovich is probably too new for me. I do love Gershwin, so things like that. Ooh, I need to recognize someone. Pegleg Pirate Rooster, $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much. A Taylor Swift pen will just automatically write a bad breakup. Yes, that's a very good point. I will have to be careful with that. I don't want any drama in my life. But yeah, so I usually I'm a big podcast listener. Thank you, by the way, so much for that super chat. Thank you. Keep the lights on. We got the new light. See how bright I am from the new light? Thank you. So, classical in the office. When I drive, I listen to In Our Time, which is my favorite podcast. I am such a fan that I have the book, the In Our Time book. I am a Melvin Bragg super nerd. In fact, I dream of hosting a show like In Our Time. I would really probably have a tough time with it, but I would do my best. I would love that. So, when I do listen to modern music, it's usually Lana Del Rey. I am a Lana Del Rey fan. I just think in modern music, she is just where it's at. She's interesting, she's literary, she's original. Everything she puts out sounds a little different from album to album. So you almost get like a bunch of people wrapped up. I like that. But my favorite band of all time is Led Zeppelin, which you probably know if you've seen me play guitar. GTR Rec with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoy your videos, and I'm willing to overlook the Taylor Swift references. Well, you know what? One Taylor Swift video for the youngins, for the young people out there to get them inspired. I think that's kind of a small sacrifice. I'd probably put it up as a extra. I don't think I'd put it in a regular rotation. I'd probably throw it up on a Saturday or a Sunday. I'm trying to do more of that. Oh, Lisa Evans is a Lana Del Rey fan. Very cool. Quite like that. quite like that. So, yeah. So I've been kind of poking around the internet a little bit, and I see a lot more comments about reviewers, and I was watching some other reviewers. I took a look at where are my notes on this? Okay. Yeah, okay. So I got kind of fallen down a rabbit hole where I saw this comment about people saying that people who review fountain pens are kind of compromised because people give them pens. So this person, and it wasn't a criticism directed at me or us on this channel, but just in general, kind of saying that people who make videos, they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them, and if they're getting a lot of free pens, they don't want to be overly critical or someone won't keep giving them to them. And I think there's probably a lot of truth in that. I don't think this channel, I mean, I know I'm this channel, but to me, I don't often do those kind of reviews. I do them, and people do give me pens, but it's far fewer than my normal rotation. Most of the videos that I make, I already own the pen and I love it. Or I get it and I like it. And if I get something and I don't like it, I often don't review it. I just don't. I pass on it if I don't like it. Benjo Markland, $2 super chat. Thank you. Just because. Thanks, my friend. Nice to see you. Benjo's always traveling somewhere. I follow him on social media, and he's always going around. Always somewhere. So I think for me, maybe too, sometimes I might seem overly positive on a lot of pens because my channel is not connected to a store. I'm not the video representation of a fountain pen store. I'm a guy from Massachusetts who is learning and discovering and adding to his knowledge of fountain pens that's trying to keep you inspired to write, to get some sunshine on your pens, to journal for better mental health, like I have found through my journaling. My love of pens, my journaling keeps me grounded and focused. So that's who I am. I'm not a store. So I tend to make videos I want to make. I have to feel somehow inspired or at least find a narrative. And once I have a narrative thread and I start to pull on it, that's what I get excited about. And if you notice my videos lately, I'm going more and more into a documentary? Yeah, I think that's okay. A documentary perspective where I'm giving you history and background and some visuals of how something like the Lamy Safari was created. If you caught my Lamy Safari video, I had a bunch of history and a lot about the designer and the design of the pen. Not just my feelings about it, but also it in context and everything else. I really like some of the Safari clips I put in there. I hope you guys caught that. Like Tales of the Golden Monkey and Indiana Jones were in there. So I hope you caught those. I want to thank Puppet Access with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Driving to Delaware, just audio for the road. Happy to keep you entertained. Are you not entertained? Thank you so much for the super chat. I put Maximus. Maximus was in the Lamy Safari video. So a lot of my videos are me being effusive about things I love, because I get a pen like the Magna Carta Mag 600 here with this incredible flex nib. I've been using this since I bought it. I bought this pen, and I love this pen and I enjoy it. And I've made several videos on it and probably will make several more. It's quite a dark academic pen, isn't it? So very cool, and I think you'll be seeing it again, but I do it because I'm inspired. So one of the things that I would like to say in response to these kind of criticisms is negative reviews of fountain pens do much better than positive ones. So anytime when I've been critical of fountain pens, and I am often critical, even of fountain pens I love the Lamy 2000, but I have major problems with it. I love the story behind it. Brendan Schmidt of Atlas Stationers gave me that pen. Very, very cheeky of him because he knew I didn't like it. And I wrote a review and filmed it, and it was about a review of the Lamy 2000 from someone who hated it. Because I did. I went in not liking it. And there were a few things about it I continue not to like. I hate the cap latches. I think they're abysmal. I think the ink view window is silly, even though I love how it appears to be made of transparent Macrolon, and it's just the finish of that is brilliant with the piston fill, how it disappears, and how that transparent goes in with the black Macrolon. Just exquisite. Stainless steel finish is matched up to it. Incredible production. The tolerances are beautiful. So I did that, and it did quite well because it was interesting. It wasn't just somebody gave me a pen, I need to say something nice about it, which some people think a lot of reviews are. So I thought that was interesting. Jamie Morgan, $5 super chat. A little gas for DC. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll think of you when I fill up. I have a hybrid. I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee plug-in hybrid, and it's been about a month since I put gas in it, and I have about a third of a tank. I get 40 miles. You get a little more in the summer. 40 miles to a charge, and I drive to work, and it's 40 miles there and back, more or less. So I don't use a lot of gas, only if I go afield. So my gas mileage right now, it goes up and it goes down. So if I were to take a long trip, it would plummet. But right now my gas mileage is around 39 miles per gallon, which is pretty good for a big, heavy SUV. So there we go. There we go. So here's something interesting. Craftomatic says, I don't care about being entertained. I want valuable information in a short time. I have come to love this hobby. I really like to learn, and the more unique and obscure, the better. You know, that's very valuable. My channel might not be the best for that. I think that you can learn a lot on my channel, and there's a lot of like interesting information, and I always try to throw in some interesting context, and I try to approach it from a different angle. But I'm not somebody who like gets into a pen. This is it. This is its dimensions. This is the fit and finish. This is its size. This is its weight. Let me write the alphabet. Thank you very much. Buy it. It costs this much. Like, to me, that kind of rote would just get grating, and it would get a little boring. For me, I have to take it to a library or see it in some kind of context, or if it has a name that has something to do with mythology, I'm going to bring the mythology in, and we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to film it in some beautiful settings. But I'm not sure, that you're necessarily saying something critical of my approach, because you're here, and I appreciate that. Thank you. But, yeah, I just have maybe a slightly different take on it, but I do appreciate it. So I try to keep it interesting. One of my most popular videos was when I was talking about how my Mont Blanc 146 was a bit of a fail for me. And there was nothing inherently wrong with that pen, but that was a very perspective-driven video on the fact that I was expecting a fountain pen to have a floppy Waterman 52 style ideal number 2 flex, and it doesn't. It has more of a calligraphy tool flex nib. And so I was very disenfranchised from it and disillusioned by all my preconceived notions. And I went through almost this grieving process. If you watch the video, there's like the 5 steps of grief are in there. You see me in like denial. You see me in negotiation, in reconciliation, and trying to move forward. And then the narrative continued. This channel's very meta. There's a lot of things that keep referencing, that keep coming up. And my education and my experience with fountain pens evolves with this channel. So you might see another Lamy 2000 video with where I am on it now. So I think you might enjoy that. I want to thank the mighty Lad Gardner, one of my favorite lovely people. Laddie with $25 super chat saying, I want to be entertained. And Laddie, I do my best to entertain you and everyone else. I love that you're here. He says, well, I want to be entertained. Chop, chop. Awesome. Thank you for being here. You mean the world to me, Laddie. You're gold. You're one of the loveliest people that I know. And I'm really proud to call you a friend. So thank you. And Laddie has talked me off ledges. So I really appreciate it. Figuratively. So, and you know, the other things too is that I really like that kind of critical approach. It might be a little boring if a pen lets you down QC wise, right? If you go to write with a pen and the nib is broken, it'd be a very short review. If the nib is, I've had that, right? We've had some skips and slow starts here on the live, and even in my reviews, you saw me talking about some of the Jinhaos that let me down. And I'm trying to think of some of the other. Oh, there's one coming up, guys. There is a really critical one coming up in a couple of weeks. Oh, I think it'll change. It'll change everything. Craftomatic says, yes, videos like that are a bit boring. I agree. That's why I said the more unique and obscure the content, the more I love it. That's what entertains and inspires me. Yeah, it's brilliant, my friend. I'll do my best. That's really what I'm aiming to do. I try to make things entertaining, make it snappy, make things roll along. So I appreciate you being here. And I love your perspective. I do. I like being challenged too. I don't need to be coddled all the time. Sometimes people say stuff that throws me off a little bit. I'm trying to think of some of the like really terrible things that people have said to me lately. I mean, people like to police my pronunciation. I don't police people's pronunciation. For me personally, I have some issues in my speech. There is something in my head that I have certain words up here and then I speak and things come out differently. And it's one of my personal frustrations when I'm editing my videos in hearing myself say things strangely sometimes. Even certain words I'll pronounce 3 different ways in 3 sentences, and I don't know why. I'm looking at my notes, and I'm referencing in my notes Tom Otto. Tom Otto is a lovely guy with a fantastic voice, by the way. His name is Tom Otto. I've heard him introduce himself 100 times. Tom Otto, I knew him well. Horatio. Ooh, York is here. Tom Otto's a friend of mine. I call him Tom Odo almost all the time. And I know the guy's name. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. And I don't criticize other people's pronunciations, especially like in other languages. Somebody criticized something I said about, oh, you know what it is? Cognoscenti. Right? So somebody was like, that's not how you say cognoscenti. For one thing, believe it or not, I speak a little Italian. I'm learning it on Duolingo, and I've been studying it now for like 20 years. I'm not fluent, but I can say things. I'm almost conversational. I understand quite a bit. I know how to say that word. In Boston, we say cognoscenti. I'm speaking English. I can say it in Italian. Be even more pretentious than the fact that I named it cognoscenti, that level of membership. If I said it in Italian with that same gno sound as gnocchi, you know? Is that what you guys want? You don't want full on Hemingway Jones pretentiousness, because the phoenix can rise, my friends. Believe me. I think you know. But if you were cognoscenti or Illuminati, we would be writing letters together right now. So I think that's probably all I need to say about that. But I found it really interesting and really inspiring. Oh, here's something else. Somebody said I speak slowly. And I wasn't aware that I speak slowly. I know there's sometimes gaps when I speak, because I need to focus. I need to focus when I speak, or I go off. And sometimes I have to collect myself. When I do my videos, I edit out a lot of those pauses. But they say that they speed me up because I speak too slowly. Let me know in the comments, in the chat. Do I speak too slow? Do I speak too slowly? Do I speak too slowly? You let me know right now in the chats. And if you're watching the replay in the comments, I'd really like to know. Maybe I should put a poll up in the community section, because I could speed myself up. It's fun, guys. Oh, I need to thank Debbie Pogrowski for sending me stamps. Thank you. That is lovely. People have been sending me stamps, and it's a lovely gesture. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm going to see Debbie in Washington, D.C. at the D.C. Pen Show, which I will be rolling in Friday. Craftomatic says, the accent makes it even more entertaining when done well. I love it. The gaps a moment to think. I like it. Thank you. Thank you. Diane in her orb. Ooh, cool name. You speak just lovely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So I meant to say earlier that I fell down an inquiring minds rabbit hole. I was on YouTube and I watched a few episodes and I went through the entire repertoire of Doug's stuff. And I found some things really interesting, as I do. Maybe I look at things slightly differently as someone who makes videos, but I was really impressed by Doug's professionalism. His editing's really good, and especially his thumbnails. I really like his thumbnails. They're very consistent without being monotonous, and they're very clear, and they have a nice, what I would call like branding about them. So I went back. I was really impressed with that, and I quite liked it. So he won't see this, but good on you. Good on you. Well done, my friend. I was impressed with that. The other thing I found really amusing, and my wife was there with me, is that his earliest videos are guitar videos. And my earliest videos are guitar videos. Now, he's a much better guitarist than I am. I play for fun. I'm not very good. He's actually quite good. If I were him, I would be recording soundtracks for my videos, so I wouldn't have to worry about playing around in the YouTube free library. But I was just really impressed with that, so I thought I'd share it. Lovely production, and funny that we both had a similar YouTube journey. And he's having a lot of success. He's well respected and appears to be a very nice fellow. So good on him. Diane in her orb with the fantastic name has given me a super chat for $2.99. Please say cognoscenti in Italian. You know I can't now because I'm going to mess it up. But it'd be closer to like cognoscenti rather than like cognoscenti. All right, that wasn't bad. I'm not going to do it again because I'll do it worse. But there you have it. I did put up a blooper reel where I went into Italian yesterday. I put up blooper reels for the members. I'm trying to put up more for all the members and not just for Cognoscenti and Illuminati. So ambassadors, you're going to get access to some too. I just want to share them with you guys. And my first clip was me. I always do a sound check and I get really silly right before I do a video. And some of them are funny and I put one of those on there. So I think you'll like that. Duke! The mighty Duke, $10 super chat. Hello, everyone from Auburn, Alabama. Duke, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Very, very, very nice of you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I have to talk about this. Oh, my gosh, we are running out of time. I'm just having a blast. I hope, is this fun? I'm having a blast. I know it's a little more informal than we normally do, but I'm having a blast. I hope you are too. This week's video, I think you guys are going to love. It is called The Top 5 Reasons Why the Mont Blanc 149 is worth $1,000. Controversial, guys. Controversial. But that's not all. And the top 5 reasons why there is no way under blue sky. We just got a severe thunderstorm alert. No way that pen is worth $1,000. So top 5 reasons it's worth $1,000. Top 5 reasons there's no way it's worth $1,000. So I get to be multiple people in this. It's a devil's advocate situation. So I think you're going to enjoy it. It's one of my favorite videos. I actually made another one on a different pen that will be airing later. I think you'll like that. Peg Leg Pirate Rooster, $9.99 super chat. You are the best. Because he wants to say Roll Tide Duke. Awesome. I support that. That's a sports reference. I know sports references. I think, right? It's a sports reference. Okay, so that is this week's video. I think you'll really, really like it. All right, now we're going to try technology in our time that we have. And we're going to speak about fountain pen safari. As I go out into the world this year, as I go to Italy, as I go to the DC Pen Show. What is it that Hemingway Jones is going to do? All right, I'm putting this up on screen. Evil Critter, hello. Says, Lady Manx had a great suggestion. Lady Manx, can you please do me a favor? I might not see it if you put it in the chat until later. But if you need to do it now, can you just keep saying it in the chat? Like, just keep saying it over and over, and then I will see it? Or email me it. Because I really want to know what your suggestion is. So please. Please. Lad Gardner says he's from Auburn. So it's War Eagles. So there we have it. Okay. We're going to try some technology. Let's see how we do. Dun dun dun. Ooh. Storm. The storm has come. If I go off the air suddenly, know that I love you all. But, it's possible if it's really a thunderstorm, we might lose Wi-Fi. Alrighty then. Okay. So, let's talk about fountain pen safari now. These are the ones that I am going to be looking at as I go around Italy and the different pen shows and any sort of pen that I might find along the way. So, this would be the first. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is at the top of my list right now. Oh, Lady Manx had a super chat? I am so sorry if I missed that. I really don't like to miss them. So let me see if I can find it. You know, I'd be mortified to miss a super chat because I appreciate them so much. So let me scroll up this. I am not super great with this technology. In the meantime, you can bathe in the beauty. Oh, I found it. Thank you. I am so sorry. I would hate to miss it. Forgive me, Lady Manx. $5. Thank you so much. Really helps me. A topic for the future. What kind of pen for what kind of genre type show band music? Ooh, I like it. I like it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks for the super chats. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I missed it. I don't know how I missed it because they do color on my feed. So I apologize. I must have been going on one of my passionate tangents. But thank you. I really appreciate it. And thanks, guys, for letting me know. If I ever miss one, just throw a shoe at me, won't you? A heavy shoe. So thanks for that great suggestion. Here we have the Pilot Custom 823. What do I love about this one? Well, for one thing, it's the clear one, which was formerly only available in Japan and is now on our shores. But it also comes with this brilliant signature nib. And don't think I'm not tempted to just buy it, because I am. I find this intriguing. I love the Pilot Custom 823. I think it's one of the best fountain pens out there. I think if you own this pen, you need not buy another pen. You certainly can, but you need not. I have no idea what the signature nib feels like, but that makes it even more enticing and interesting to me. So I will be searching this out. For sure. So I am super excited for the Pilot Custom 823 in clear. And Lady Banks forgives me, says, sympathies, us Luddites can miss anything electronic. Yeah, I'm not great. I need Obs here. Obs is a eCam genius, and I need her here and running my show for me, because I am not very good at it. And she does stuff beautiful. Beautiful production on her stuff, her show. So this is probably my top one, but there are others. So let's go on a journey together, shall we? So here is one that my good friend Laddie was telling me I have to get. So I'm very curious about the Visconti Homo Sapiens Lotus Garden fountain pen. Now, this is pretty much sold out everywhere for the most part, but that's why we go to pen shows. I have an opportunity to see it up close, to try it, perhaps purchase it. I'm hoping someone at a booth in DC has this beautiful pen waiting for me to try out, and maybe I will buy it. Ann Riskin asks an interesting question about the Pilot Custom 823 in clear. What is so special about the signature lib? And I don't know. I haven't tried it. I am so excited. Ooh, thanks for the likes, guys. I see them flying up. I guess you like this. You like this segment. I'll keep it going. I don't know, Ann. I'm assuming it's some kind of a super broad that makes writing your name super fun. One of the primary things I do with my fountain pens at my job is sign my name. So I will enjoy this. So I am very curious about what it is, what it does, and what it's like. So I am excited. So Visconti Homo Sapiens Lotus Garden. I love the color. I love the nib as described to me by Laddie Gardner. So I am super excited about that. You know, I also want to thank John Manuel. He sent a lovely pen to my daughter. My daughter was writing with a giant Lamy Safari. She chose it, and she actually quite likes it. But he sent up a lovely starter pen for her that she adores. Thank you, my friend. I want to publicly thank you for that. All right, so let me show you some other pens that I am very excited about and hoping to find on my way. This is another one. This is one I have held in my hand, but I have not written with. I was at the Mont Blanc boutique in Boston, and I tried out the JFK pen, and I really like it. Laddie has this pen. It has the lunar landing capsule on the nib, which is super exciting to me. The chap at the boutique thought it was the PT-109 boat. Was it PT-109 that he was on? I think so. I'm sure you guys will let me know. So this is just a gorgeously made pen. I love JFK as a person and a style icon, and I wouldn't mind owning this pen. So this might be one that I buy used. I don't think I would pay full price. Nathan King mentions that he has the one in burgundy, and the one in burgundy is gorgeous. Actually, on my list is any Mont Blanc in burgundy. I could kind of satisfy that with one purchase if I did both. So yes, good point. Thanks, Nathan. Doug Parsons, $2 super chat. Thank you. MB Metal Body Series, Czar Nicholas. Ooh, well done. Excellent choice. Top shelf choice. But this JFK one, very excited. I might buy it. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Thank you. You humble me. Thank you. Here's another one. It's another pen that I would love to pick up. And this is the Bohème with a blue crystal, fake crystal. Also the black onyx. I think I have that one here somewhere too. Maybe not. But that would be super cool too. Black onyx or diamond. But I think the Bohème bug is biting me, and I'm starting to be more interested in some other models. Now, I got mine, I think it was like $300, and it's perfect. But when I got it, it was very scratched up, and the gold was all scratched. The resin was scratched. Beyond normal wear. It wasn't gouges, but just a lot of scratches. So I used Polywatch, and I polished it up, and I got quite a bit of heat on it with my thumb and a microfiber, and the heat seems to sort of make a chemical reaction, and it helps to get rid of those kind of scratches. You've seen my Bohème on camera. It looks brand new. I then covered the resin, and I used a jeweler's cloth to polish up the gold. Got that really nice. So I restored it back to looking like a decently used pen without having excessive wear that made it only 3 something. I don't remember what I spent, but I remember it being ridiculously low. So I would love to add to my Bohème collection someday, maybe with this one, maybe on my road. I quite like it. Evil Critter says, pens need more cabochons and gems. Yeah, you know, I know it's like, it's a little kind of obnoxious in a way, but I love them. It's charming. I have it on my Cartier at the top. I have it on the Bohème. It's on the X1. I don't care if it's real or not. I do like a little fire. But yeah, I really like it. Ooh, Terry Egerton's a Polywatch fan. Polywatch does amazing things to all sorts of plastics and resins. Just be careful. Do it at your own risk. I don't really recommend it. I do it because if I destroy a pen, I will be very sad. But I will survive. But I'd hate to have you guys do it. John Clark says, I'm getting Cartier vibes. Yes, exactly. That's what I love about that. I have a Cartier Diablo, by the way. One of my favorite pens. Absolutely gorgeous. Very similar. Has a cabochon at the top. So this is on my list too. If I see one and I like the price, it's probably coming home with me. So everyone should know that. Okay. What else do we have? Few more interesting ones. Here we go. Here's another one. This has the Blackstone. This actually has some texture on the barrel, similar to the X1. In fact, this looks a bit like the X1. Maybe this is where they took their inspiration from. But this one could be coming home to me too. So, very nice. Now, here's another. This is one I might actually take Tom Otto. The Tomodo Dragon. See, I like to call him Komodo Dragon, like Tomodo Dragon. Maybe that's why I call him Odo. Also, I kind of make it more Italian. Odo, Tomodo, Tommaso. But he's a lovely guy, and he has asked if I would like to borrow one of these to try it. And I may. I was waiting for Italy to try it and then buy it in Italy. But Tom's a friend. I mean, maybe I should buy it from Tom. He's a good friend of mine. And maybe I should have him pick one for me. So I'm kind of going back and forth on that. But I am so curious about the Scribo pens and the way they feel. And the fact it's ebonite, which I really like ebonite. So I'm super excited about that. That could be a good match too. Very, very good match. And here is another one. This one in kind of a red burgundy with gold trim. Very nice. Very, very nice. So I would be very, very interested in seeing how something like that writes. I love the idea that it's the employees that came out of Omas. You guys know my voice gets rubbish by the end, but I'm hanging in. I'm doing my best. It's a bit like the Heritage Guitar Company, which were all the employees of Gibson that stayed in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and they make certain models that are very similar to Gibson. Scribo is kind of that for the old Omas, where those employees went there with some tooling machines and whatnot. So that's kind of exciting. Hey, Paul David Artist Club, one of my best friends, says, no need to test drive the Scribo. It's brilliant plus, maybe the best pen in my collection. That's a bold statement, my friend. But will it measure up to the Taylor Swift pen? Not sure. Sometimes it's good to try. You know, like you never know how you're going to interact with a pen. So here's a question for the group. I got this really nice dip pen with a really nice flex nib from the lovely folks at Tom's Studio. I find if I dip it into fountain pen ink, I'm getting about half a word out of it. Do I need to use India ink for it? I'm thinking I might have to. I might need something with a different viscosity. Since it is so flexy, you're opening it up, and I think whatever that which is in it just runs out. But I love the weight of this. I love its elegance. When I was a teenager, I used to draw with these with India ink, waterproof ink, and I used to draw figures from The Hobbit, from the 1978 version, the animated version of The Hobbit. If you've ever seen that, it's a shame it's kind of lost media, but I'm very old, and I was so into The Hobbit then, and it was these charming cartoons, but the characters, it was the best Bilbo you've ever seen, and there was an animated book version too, and I used to draw it from the animated book version, and then I would use watercolors to paint it in, and I just had so much fun. I'd like to do it again. I am drawing more on the channel. You're going to see a lot more sketching and drawing. And I rarely have the time to sit down and spend like an hour doing it. But I'd like to, and I'd like to use this. So let me know in the comments and in the chat if you guys would. If I need to use special inks. Because I feel like I do. It's not much fun here. Kurt Geisinger is saying use India ink. Thank you. Thank you. Archboy's asking, was the nib holder from Tom's Studio? It was. Yep, they sent this whole setup. And they sent it to me gratis, just so you know. Evidently, I'm an ambassador for them. I wasn't aware of this, but they sent a couple pens in this. It was very nice. I have yet to do anything. Oh, Debbie has that book. Hey, Debbie, can you do me a favor? Can you like, I don't know, send me the like exact name or a image of the cover? I'd like to find it. I think my daughter would like it. I kind of forget all these years later. Maybe you could help me out there. That would be the best way to do it. David E. Parson says, Hemingway Jones, what's the best way to polish the MB pens that I have? Best way, I mean, you can use Polywatch. I would use just a little bit, a little tiny little speck. I've been using it for years. I've never seen any damage, but I don't know. I haven't done tests. So I use it at my own risk, and I hesitate to tell you to, but that's what I use. So take it with a grain of salt. Is that the right phrase? Grain of salt? But, test it out. See if it works. Chiro says no special ink needed. But what I find is it's like, it's just gone. Like I draw a line and there's just nothing there, my friend. Nothing. It seems a little disappointing, in fact. Steve Ruckles says, is there anything you haven't done? Renaissance man. Oh, thank you. You're very kind. There are lots of things I haven't done and lots of things yet to do. So I'm very excited, and I intend to take you guys along on the journey with me to a lot of extraordinary places. A lot of really fun adventures coming up. We have some great videos. There's a part 2 of Hemingway coming up where I solve some of the mysteries from the first one and create a whole bunch more. So that's super fun. Lady Manx, how do you decide how much to spend at a pen show? Me personally, I went to the Commonwealth a couple years back, and I only spent like $50. And it was for other people. I bought other people things. So it really depends. If I see something I have to have, I have to buy it if I have to have it. But the bar for me to have something is pretty high. So if I see a JFK Mont Blanc pen and it's $1,200, I'll buy it from Mont Blanc. If it's $6 or something, I don't know where my cutoff would be, I might buy it. So that's the kind of thing. It's very unique to the pen and the situation. Lots of great suggestions on inks that I should use. So I really appreciate that. I really do. Evil Criddle has the same problem as I do with dip pens. So there we have. There we have it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my voice is rubbish, so I am going to say goodbye. But I hope you enjoyed this hour of fun fountain pen facts and frantic musings, and I had a blast being with all of you. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't subscribed and you made it to this point, you have to subscribe because you like it, so enjoy it. And I enjoy having you here. And I thank you all. Ooh, the rain's coming in big time. Thank you all for being here. Great video on Thursday. Top 5 reasons why the Mont Blanc 149 is worth $1,000. Top 5 reasons why there's no way it's worth that much. I think you'll like it. So much love. Take care. And I'll see you all further up the road.